Hello my friends, I am G Hondo, and welcome back to our Let's Play of OpenTTD Season 2. This is episode 47. In episode 46, we mostly just did some cleanup stuff, knocked a couple one mission off and got replaced by a duplicate. So the only thing I did of any significant note would be I went and added some more vehicles on some of the routes here, like for example this route here, where I had noticed there was just stacks and stacks and stacks of passengers waiting. So I went ahead and got a couple more vehicles to help clear that out. Probably not enough still, but anyway, it's something. It's a start. And I know I probably shouldn't care so much about, these little digital pixelated representations of people, but I still try and help them. I don't know, maybe I'm weird. Probably. Anyway, let's get going here. We'll probably be able to finish this mission here, this episode. Even though it's going very slowly, it is getting really, really close. Not so sure about any of the other ones we're on. I'll have to keep an eye on them and see how fast they're kind of moving. This power plant here, one I would think should be pretty quick, because we are serving it from two different coal mines. One on that side, and one over here somewhere. There it is. Both which have decent production, so I just may not have enough vehicles really draining them, but that's okay. I didn't really want to, destroy the actual, their actual production by overdrawing from them, so. But I still think there is something to that. I've never seen actual documentation or proof one way or the other that it's not just the random ups and downs of the game, but it would make too much sense for it not to be a case. Like if you've got, I have this coal mine or this forest or what have you. Actually even the coal mine's a better example, because at least with a forest they could be replanting trees. So theoretically, if it's managed properly, it could be an infinite resource. But a coal mine or an iron mine, something where you're digging pieces out of the ground, that's a finite resource. You may find, a new vein nearby or what have you, and you can mine a bit extra, but ultimately you can only get at so much. So obviously if you're draining from it faster, you're going to run through it faster, right? So it just makes sense. I don't know if the game actually does that or not, or if it does just do random ups and downs and calls that good enough. I don't know. But anyway, I always run it as though they are, very finite resources, and the more you draw from them, the faster they drain away and disappear. So that's why I much prefer, just running a single train. That way there's a long time before it comes back to draw more, as opposed to just having a whole pile of vehicles. That way they're constantly being hit. But back when we made this route, we didn't have trains yet, so didn't really get a vote. But anyway, no matter. Yeah, we're up to 98 here already, so this one I'm quite sure is going to be finishing very soon. And hopefully it gives us something new to replace it with instead of just duplicating us again, but we shall see. We shall see. Alright. Well, let's actually go and have a look at it and see how we're doing here. Make sure that farm is still going good. It's okay. The grain production is really, really poor, and the livestock production is dipping, but it's still holding on, so. And it frankly only has to hold out for about, what, 2 or 3 more truckloads, so. At that point, I don't really even care if it fades away, although, as I've mentioned before, the Busy Bee script does tend to use the same locations often, which means if this farm does peter out, we'll almost certainly get another mission for it, for this factory, so I will probably have to try and find another farm, but anyway, we will worry about that if that happens. In the meantime, we're just cruising along and doing our missions here. Frame rate spike, sorry about that, guys. Guess I had it sitting on high speed for too long. Like I say, some days it was fine. I was able to run, do all 4 of the episodes I do every day. I could do all 4 episodes at full speed, no problem. And some days, just doesn't want to do it. I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, we're at a point now where we don't really need to be running at full speed anyway. I was mostly running at really high speed just to try to get the clock far enough along so we get the newer vehicles. But now that we have some of them, it's not such a big deal. I tend to just run it on quick just so we can complete missions sooner. But anyway, that green mission is now done and has fallen off, so we're just going to wait for the replacement. We're also waiting on this mission here to just fall off by itself because it's a bugged mission. So, this is a bit of an oopsie. So, we'll just have to sit back and wait, and I'm okay with that. Next update should be happening any second now, so we should be getting that new mission any moment. Of course, since I'm sitting here staring at it, it's going to be a little slower. Watch pot never boils and all that. Alright, so a coal mission to Menworth, which is one that we clearly have already been doing. They're very good. The coal mine's got lots of production there. But it's a duplicate, so nothing doing there. Ah, well, that's okay. I'm not sure if any of the rest of these are likely to finish this episode or not. This one here and this one here are both pretty close, but I don't know if they're close enough. So, we might end up just having to build something just, off the grid and, outside of the mission just for something to do. Let me just have a quick buzz around the map and see. I have looked around the map and I saw a few places where I would like to do something. I'm just trying to decide what the next one shall be. Oh, I can see the choo-choo AI is really, really going at it here. Wow, have they ever built a huge network around here? Wow, that's impressive. Does that mean they're actually doing well? Oh, sorry, that's Bork. Bork is not doing very well. And it's mostly just, draining away on interest, because he just isn't running any vehicles for some reason. Let's check on Choo Choo. You know what? I'd say they're doing really well. They're at a point where they could repay their loan if they wanted to. I don't know why they aren't. I guess they like paying 132 grand in interest for no reason, because they have enough to cover it and still have plenty left over. Yeah, pretty good income. They're turning over about $1.5 million a year. That's not bad. And they're doing it with just trains. Whereas I've got stuff, in a lot of categories to get to the 2 or so I'm doing, but, well, that's really neat. Anyway, let us find somewhere else to build up. Kind of like to do either another boat or another airplane, so I'm kind of looking more towards the coastal areas, or at least places that are on lakes. If there was another city on the coast here, that would be a good one. This city's a bit too far back. Unless, of course, I carve in a canal here and let a boat go this way. Well, it's certainly a possibility. Let's see if there's one where I can do it without major landscaping. Oh, there's a really tiny, do a little tiny passenger route here. That might be alright. Yeah, let's do that, just so we're doing something. So, we need boats, and a ship dock. And as usual, it's kind of tricky to get a boat dock to actually sit somewhere. Get that there, and on this side, where can we put it? The square I had it wasn't bad. Oh, I could just catch the bank on that side. So if this side ever does build a bank, we could then add a valuables boat. But anyway, in the meantime, let us have a ship depot. Excellent. And we'll start with just a passenger ferry for now. And this is Venus to, what's that called? D-Brook. Come on, highlight please, thank you. D-Brook, passengers. Awesome. Right, and we'll set the route. With a trip this short, I'll just have one maintenance stop. Normally for boats, I have them doing it maintenance stop on like both directions, but this really is a very, very short route, so I don't think we really need to at all. And there we go. I still will leave this one up as the main one to watch, just because there's so much more activity. But I'm going to leave this one on just long enough for it to go a couple times, and make sure it's going to eventually be profitable. Obviously the first trip it never will, because it has to activate both sides, but at least I want to make sure it's going to be profitable later. So, but I'll leave, in terms of the boats, I'll leave this one here up, just because there's so much more boats in the area and more activity. And that should be good. Okay, so this side here is active now, so there'll be passengers waiting on the way back. And I'll go over here and get Venus activated. Yeah, okay, so this boat will definitely not be full on the way back, since it should have about 20 passengers by the time it gets here, assuming it keeps the same flow rate. And this one's active now. Okie dokie. Speed up for just a minute here. And the reliability is not all that great. It's 76, even when it's just been maintained and it's a brand new boat, so it's not really great, but oh well. That's okay. I did have a mod before where you had boats even earlier, but they were actual wooden sailing ships with terrible cargo capacity, and they were really, really slow, but at least you could have boats much, much sooner. Anyway. Well, I only got about a quarter full. That's not bad. How many are going to be waiting? Hardly any. Okay, so I think this dock here is just a little bit too far away, so I am going to do my little passenger station trick by adding a little bus station here. Just because it's a bit too far away, it's not going to have any passengers if we don't. So now, it probably won't, well, yeah, that was pretty quick. I was going to say it probably won't have any, have enough time to generate some by the time the boat gets here, but I think now it will. I think I actually will do the same on this side, just for consistency's sake. So again, we'll just grab a spot somewhere out here. That's still close enough to attach. And now this side should also start generating a lot more passenger traffic for us. Yeah, so I managed to pick up 79 there. So I actually probably will need two boats, even for this such a short route, just because now there's going to be so many passengers. And that's awesome. I really like that. On this side, we might still be able to get away with one boat, because by the time it gets there, it's probably going to be at around 70 or 80. So it's really just this side that, yeah, this side wants another boat already. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We are going to set these to full loads, and then have two of them. That way, they will wait to make sure they're hauling passengers, and that will help keep the two of the boats a little bit further apart, so they're not stepping on each other's toes quite so much, especially on this side where there's just not quite enough passenger traffic yet. This side will be fine. So it's just on this side that this will help keep them separated. Obviously, once the city grows a little bit, it won't be such a big deal, but for now, it'll be helpful. Awesome. So by the time this one's done, this one should either be all the way over there or very close to. So that'll help keep them nice and separated. And yeah, and we're now profitable. So even though the first couple runs were, for free because there was no passengers, we're already profiting. So these boats will be totally fine. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Put the speed up a little bit again, just for a little while. There we go. And that's just about ready to sail. And yeah, that's just sailing in. That's perfect. So now they're pretty much exactly opposite. That works out really well. I'm very happy with that. Alright, well, let's see now if I can find somewhere to put in a new plane route, because we haven't had one of those in a while. Well, that's a pretty big city. Is there another decent big city near it? Well, I could add to this. We've got this city to a ridiculous size already. Although we're only doing valuables there. Does this city have a bank? It does. And better question, do our planes allow valuables? Yes, they do. Okay. Then that is what we're going to do. I'm going to add a plane to service, I'm not sure which one yet, but one of these four, maybe even multiple of them. So that's what we shall do. Excellent. So first we need an airport. Let's see what we have. We don't have helicopters. Don't have hubs yet. Don't have large yet. So we still only have the small airport. That's okay. I'll put that over here somewhere. It's not going to be close enough to get the valuables, but that's fine. I'll actually put it over here, and then I'll do a truck station using the control click method to make sure I do get the valuables. Oh, that's not close enough. Alright, let's try it up over... Nope, that's not close enough either. Here, maybe? Nope, that's not close enough. Huh. Okay. And there's something on the street there, so that one won't go. This is going to be fairly difficult, apparently. Alright, well then what we'll do is we'll do that, and we'll see if we can just chain them. No, we can't. It has to be close enough to the original station. Okie dokie. Now, I could do a transferring type of vehicle run, but really don't want to. The other option would be to get rid of that, making this the primary, so that now I should be able to add one here, connecting to it, and then go back to airports and connect. No, it just really doesn't want to have two things that far apart. That's fine. Let's see how far... Oh, that's still too far. Let's try it on this side. Yeah, the land's just not very flat here, apparently. Okay, we need to flatten some of this land. That does not look anywhere near like the shape I expected that to look like, but we'll try it. Refuses to allow this, because obviously I have too many stations. Right. Okay. That's kind of what I'm asking you to do, but okay, we'll do it. What do you think I'm trying to do? Okay, now I'm confused. Okie dokie. can't clear the area, must get rid of the truck station first, which is exactly what I'm asking you to do. Okie dokie. Yeah, that's interesting. Okay. I don't really know what to say. Right, it has no vehicles or anything, like it's not in use. So, why won't you let me demolish it? Right, it was a truck construction, so it should be a... Well, ultimately it shouldn't matter which demolish tool you use, they're all the same. Wow, okay. Yeah. They will not let me build another station. Okay. Do I have any way to make them happier? Don't need to increase my rating. I don't need to have exclusive rights. Well, statue would be nice, but that's not really going to help. Huh. Right. Okay, great. Well, it no longer exists, so I guess that doesn't really matter. Right. Since I can't do anything with it anyway. I will not lie, I am confused at this point, because that is not the normal behavior. Okie dokie. That is not actually an airport, so that just bugs me. I know that's completely irrelevant, but it just bugs me. Anyway. And I really didn't want to have to do a transfer route to an airport. At this point I'm considering, I think I'm just going to abandon this, and yet I kind of don't want to be paying for these stations anymore either, because there's no reason to. It's not a huge deal, it's not so much because it's going to hurt us, it's pointless. Okay, never mind, we're just going to abandon the city, and we're going to find somewhere else around here that has a bank, or a large population, or preferably both. It's got a pretty good population. How's this one doing here? Not quite as well, but still decent. Wow. Well, there's another very large city. Okay, so maybe this one. Maybe this one. I don't see it, but it must have a bank, because I saw valuables flicker by. There must be a bank around here somewhere that I'm just not able to see. Yes, there is. Okay. Well then, let's try first to get an airport down somewhere. Yeah, we can't do it directly. We'll plunk at one there. Then let's try to get a truck bay, or station or something. Where is the bank exactly? It's over here somewhere. Okay, if I can place this right here, connected, there we go. That's what I was trying to do with the other one. So now, this airport supports valuables because this truck station does. Okay, good. Well, that was way more trouble than it was worth. Alright, so I need the hangar, specifically new aircraft. We'll use the Blakewell, it's a little bit better. Awesome. I'll make sure you are set to valuables. This will be Feely. Actually, I haven't even placed the other airport yet, so I guess now it's time to decide which one I'm going to put it on. I guess probably Sonchurch or Trundle. I'll do Sonchurch. I haven't actually placed the airport yet, so I can't set the actual routes, but I can at least declare my intention to. And that's possibly useful too. Anyway. Where is... So if the truck station's here, if I'm able to put the airport over here somewhere, close enough... Excellent. Okay. That worked a lot better that time. So now you count as part of that truck station. That's fantastic. So that means... Oops, come back here, please. Thank you. Your route shall be maintenance, flight to Son Church, maintenance, and flight. Excellent. Alright, so I'm going to take this guy off and replace it with this guy so we can make sure he's okay. And we'll watch him here a bit too, just to make sure everything's as we expect it to be. Obviously there will be no valuables waiting for us on this side because it's just going to activate now. But the other side should already have them because Son Church itself, if I can find it, was already dealing in valuables. So this airport, yes, will already have access to the valuables. So it's only going to be one trip that's at zero profit instead of both ways like it normally is when you're setting up a brand new route for something. So that's nice. Speed up this for a little bit. Alright. Where's my little plane should be? Should not. There it is. I was going to say it should be pretty close on that zoom setting. But not quite. They're fast, but they're not quite as fast as I expect. Now, I do remember seeing a setting in the options. I wonder if I can find it quickly. About... where was it? Something about setting the plane's speeds down. Where was that? Can't remember where that was. Quite sure I saw it in here somewhere. Where you were setting, I'll look for it later, but you were basically setting the airplane speed down to, say, a quarter or an eighth or something, just so it, road vehicles are still competitive or something. It seemed really weird to me, but I left it on the default, whatever it was, but I think it was an eighth. But either way, it seemed very odd to me. Anyway, so we've gone ahead and picked up our first few valuables. At only 9 per trip, I'm not sure that this plane's going to make all that much money for us, but still it's neat just to do it, just for variety. And that's cool too. Sometimes you have to do things that are inefficient just for fun. And that's pretty much exactly what we're doing here. As long as we're having fun, it's worth it. That's a lot further than I thought. For some reason I thought it was only a distance of about here, but it's fully twice that. So no wonder I keep thinking the planes should be a lot closer than they actually are. Anyway, that's our plane right there, in case it's hard to see. Once it gets closer, I'll be able to zoom in a little bit and keep the airport on the screen as well, or at least the city it belongs to, if not the airport itself. There you go. And there's a plane there, so we're almost there. Once this plane arrives, we'll be able to get an idea of how profitable or unprofitable this trip will be. And moving forward, if this plane route's worth even having. I mean, I'm not going to get rid of it, but we'll see if it was actually a fun idea or actually a good idea. I think at this point, it was just a fun idea. Meaning, terrible profit, but fun. If it turned out to be a good idea, then it'll be profitable and fun. But we'll see shortly. Pops in for some maintenance first, because I set it to always do maintenance first. Ooh, that's still very bad. Anyway. Ooh, 7,000 a trip, so if it had done something on the other trip, that would, okay, so it's not going to make a lot, but it is actually going to make a small profit. That makes it a good idea, because it was fun and profitable. But anyway, at this point, I'm going to call that an episode. So until next time, folks, stay calm, and I hope you'll come and chill with me again in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye now.